cruelty of this. Just imagine taking a lion in the savannas of Africa and cutting its arms off and then just throwing them out on the savannah to bleed and to die. That would be extremely cruel.
This world is a very beautiful place, created for everybody to share. Now when I say everybody, I'm including the animals of the world. And we human beings who are actually on the top of the food chain are beginning to treat animals with a lot of cruelty and not really loving or caring them. I'm here at ACRES to prove to each and every one of you that they deserve a place on this world, in this world, as much as we do. So come on, and let's check this out together. Yay!
This is our education center.
Alright.
This is designed in such a way that it revolves around our main six focus areas.
Okay.
So first we have humane education. So education is really important in reaching out to the people out there. We've got kids coming in as young as 3-4 years old.
Right, so we start them young.
Right.
Yeah,
so this is the cruelty room. So this is a room where everyday products could have come from like cruel sources. We've got a small little cruelty-free shopping guide so that people are aware of products that have not been tested on animals.
But if they don't test it on animals, darling, you want them to test it on human beings, is it?
No, there are other alternatives.
Like,
well,
such as?
Such as, they can grow cells in labs. Yeah.
Trying to mess with a clever girl in this Alright everybody, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to each and every one of you a man who has been doing his part not only for us, the major living things on this world, but other living things who I believe deserve a place in this beautiful world of ours. I'm with none other than, I'm going to say full name first, Mr. Louis Hung from ACRES. Louis, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you so much for coming down here today.
Right. What are the issues that ACRES and you yourself are actually facing now?
Of course, we have 6 focus areas, but the 3 main campaigns we're focusing on now are the dolphins, the sharks, and obviously the bear farming industry.
Can we start off with the dolphins? What's happening to them and what can we do?
I think many of us now know that Resorts World is planning a new attraction at Resorts World Sentosa, and because of that they now bought 27 dolphins who were caught from the wild in the Solomon Islands. Literally robbed them of their freedom, kidnapped them. We put them now in the Philippines for training before they come to Singapore eventually as part of the new attraction. And we're urging Singaporeans now to put yourself in the shoes of the dolphins. None of us would like to be kidnapped from our homes, to be brought to an alien world, to live the rest of our life confined. The big picture also is we want Singapore to focus on moral progress, not just always economic growth. But let's look at other countries like Chile, like Costa Rica, that's already banned keeping dolphins in captivity. For the shark's fin, it's been a really long debate now about whether eating shark's fin is right. But we just had a recent debate and all 4 panelists agreed that what's happening in the trade now is unsustainable. Meaning that these sharks are going to go extinct. It's just a matter of time. Probably not tomorrow, probably not next year, but sooner or later they will go extinct if we don't take a step back and really understand what's going on with the plight of these sharks. The first thing that anybody can do is to give up shark's fin soup. Let's make sure that the shark populations recover. Let's make sure that the trade is sustainable before we even consider eating shark's fin again. I think the most heart-wrenching for me is the bear farming industry that we're trying to tackle now. And I've watched all the videos about the bears and the bear farms. In 2009 I visited my first bear farm. And the first bear I met was really gut-wrenching. She was housed at the entrance of the farm, and the farmer had left her there because he told me she stopped eating. And she lived in that cage, about the size of her, for about 3 years already. And you would think if I approached her, she would want to grab me, she would want to bite me. But when I sat down beside her, the only thing she wanted to do was to hold my hand. It's so amazing because if you put a human in there for 3 years, they will spit at you, they will grab you, they will punch you, they want to kill you. And yet she just wants some compassion. And what we're doing now in Laos is to try and end this industry. Again, get people more aware of this issue, people aware of the plight these bears are facing, and trying to get them to stop eating bear bao. And like shark's fin, there are so many alternatives. There are over 50 different herbs that we can use instead of bear bao, and that are equally effective. So why don't we just choose the more humane option, rather than torture a bear for 10 years just to get the medicine?
What is it that's one thing that we can take into action right here, right now? Because there are people watching this, and I want to be able to tell them from you, Louis.
I think with all issues, we need to understand that as consumers, we play the most important role.
Right.
So if you want to help end bear farming, very simple thing you can do in Singapore is to buy TCM products from shops that display our label.
Right.
We have a red label, over 300 shops have signed on to it that pledge never to sell endangered species again.
Nice.
So just patronize those shops and make sure the owner knows that you're buying from them because they don't sell endangered species.
Right, and they are supporting a good cause, and
Yep.
let their business flourish. Right? Yeah, I think
I guess that really is essentially what ACRES is trying to do. We're not trying to, of course we're rescuing the animals, but that's not our main goal. We're not here to rescue and campaign for the rest of our life, but we're here to change people's mindset about how they view animals, about how we treat animals, and how we should foster compassion and respect for animals. And that essentially we have done in the past 10 years. We have seen quite a big change here in Singapore.
Yay!
We're hopeful that it continues.
There's a symposium coming up, something which you are a part of, and you have fathered and you have powered through. Please share with us what is the symposium all about, and what can we do? How can we get involved in this?
Well, we've organised the Singapore Animal Welfare Symposium and Public Forum on Animal Welfare Policies. And the real main goal is to garner support for the movement. So we want everybody to gather together for a common cause. And we're really proud that over 600 people are going to participate in the event.
Veggie Thursday was an initiative started by NUS students.
Our society actually runs a fostering programs.
We promote the humane management of strays in Singapore.
One of the main problems we have with shark conservation is we're trying to change perception.
We have a long-term project which is called the Cat Cafe, where we look after the welfare of cats in NUS.
We have two main goals. One is in terms of education to society about the issues and to raise awareness on the animal welfare problems in Singapore. Some of our main reasons include for your health, for the environment, and kindness to animals.
Because rabbits actually are not really for children because they do not like to be cuddled.
A lot of times they come in and tell us the reason why we called you is because we really want a humane treatment. We just want the problem to be solved. And I think increasingly we see that happening, which is very encouraging.
So the purpose of this banquet car is that we're helping wedding couples and we're trying to make it easy for them. So when they send us to their guests, they can opt out. Okay. And this one would be to inform the guests that this wedding banquet is fin-free and these are reasons why.
Definitely, we would love to see more young people taking up the cause for animals, knowing more about animal welfare, knowing more about their causes and doing more for animals in Singapore.
That's why we're very pleased to see a lot of the people who are following the same initiatives. And it's funny that we're all in different kind of supporting different animals, but at the same time we're all in the same boat. I think we all have a common goal, and as we saw here today at the symposium, based on the questions that were asked, there are a lot of issues raised, and I think together we'll be able to make a change this year especially. We're going to push for something big, to watch for that.
Thank you, ACRES and Young NTUC.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank ACRES for inviting us and also to Young NTUC.
Thank you, ACRES and Young NTUC, for organising this symposium from the Cat Welfare Society.
Thank you very much.
Well, alright guys, honestly, I hope you've been touched by that, because I have a totally new respect for animals, and I'm actually going to try and do my part for them. Somebody wrote this for me, and I think it's a very beautiful thing. Sorry for the paper, but I just had to write it. It reads, "I believe that all living things matter, and that it is important for the public to foster respect and compassion for all living things, animals included." So honestly guys, let's make this world a better place to live in, for you, for me, and all the animals. Rawr.